The fall semester is almost over, and that means that many Red Raiders are finishing up final projects. Coming up, we'll show you how one group of students turned in their work and showed the skills they've learned at the same time.
Thanksgiving break left the local events calendar a bit empty, but there were still a few options for those left here in the hub city. MCTV's Macy Rainzer has a special look at one option not far from campus that gave visitors a chance to step back into their childhood while celebrating a classic form of transportation.
And the Texas Tech football team re-energized the campus over the weekend as the team returned home for their final game of the season. I'll have the highlights, final score, and fallout from that game, along with the rest of the headlines from Tech athletics and sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Nathan Boles.
And I'm Elene Khajishvili. Today marks the second to the last Monday of the semester. Classes end tomorrow night and finals start at 7:30 Thursday morning.
Even though the semester is wrapping up quickly and some students didn't even return from Thanksgiving holiday, one department decided to invite anyone still on campus to check out the skills and creativity of their students. Earlier today, the Mechanical Engineering Department held a design expo in the sub. Starting at 11 a.m., the ballroom was filled with dozens of projects created by senior mechanical engineering students during the past semester. Some of the creations on display included robots, an automated pill dispenser, calibration equipment, and even a smart suitcase. The students who created the projects were also on hand to answer questions, along with a poster detailing the concept and how it works. The Mechanical Engineering Design Expo is held at the end of each fall and spring semester to showcase projects created by seniors in the capstone course. The next Design Expo is planned for the end of the spring 2025 semester.
Many of the seniors participating in today's expo will soon be finishing up their coursework and preparing to walk the stage during the fall graduation. But they will definitely not be alone. The fall 2024 commencement ceremonies are scheduled for Friday, December 20th and Saturday, December 14th. The ceremonies will feature thousands of students who will walk the stage during 4 ceremonies to receive their undergraduate or graduate degrees. On Friday, the ceremonies will start at 2 p.m. with students from the Colleges of Architecture, Education, Visual and Performing Arts, and Arts and Sciences. The evening session will begin at 6 p.m. and feature all students receiving a master's or doctorate degree from the university. On Saturday, the final 2 graduation exercises will start at 9 a.m. with students walking from the Colleges of Business and Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources, along with the Honors College and the School of Professional Studies. And this year's commencement schedule will wrap up at 1:30 p.m. Saturday afternoon with the Colleges of Media and Communication, Health and Human Sciences, and Engineering. All of the ceremonies are free and open to the public, but if you're unable to attend in person, Texas Tech will also live stream all of the ceremonies online. For more information on this year's commencement and a link to the live stream, visit commencement.ttu.edu.
A long-running holiday tradition here on the Texas Tech campus is coming in a little late this year, but if you are planning to stick around campus through finals, you'll still have a chance to catch one of the biggest events on the university calendar. Preparations continue this week for the 66th annual Carol of Lights. The yearly celebration typically takes place around the last day of classes, but due to the Thanksgiving holiday falling later in the month than normal, Carol of Lights was delayed to this upcoming weekend. The later date has given the TTU Operations Department plenty of time to string up the traditional lights, set up the wreath on the Geosciences building, and construct the 38-foot Christmas tree at the Broadway entrance to campus. But later this week, crews will also install a temporary stage and audio system for Sunday's show. This year's event will be scaled down from the previous 2 centennial celebrations, but it will still feature the university combined choirs, trombone choir, the Saddle Tramps, and the High Riders. But like the previous 2 years, this year's Carol of Lights will also include a special musical guest. This year's headliner is American Authors, a New York pop rock band best known for a song that has been used in more than 600 movie trailers, TV shows, and commercials. And as always, the event will feature the instantaneous lighting of more than 25,000 lights that surround the main entrance to campus, Memorial Circle, the Science Quad, and the Engineering Key. The 2024 Carol of Lights is scheduled for this Sunday, with the central stage located in the Science Quad just west of Memorial Circle. The festivities kick off at 6:30 p.m. with a Carol-On concert, followed by the main event at 7 p.m. The Carol of Lights is free and open to the public, But if you can't make it, you can also watch it live online or locally on KTTZ TV.
Speaking of holiday traditions, another staple on the Hub City's seasonal calendar wrapped up just a couple of days before students started the Thanksgiving break. MCTV's Miranda Garcia headed downtown to check out an annual experience that has become the unofficial start for the local holiday shopping season.
I'm right outside Lubbock's Memorial Civic Center, where the Junior League of Lubbock is hosting their annual Holidays Happening. Holiday Happening is a 5-day annual event held before Thanksgiving, which consists of over 130 merchants selling clothing, treats, jewelry, Christmas cards, and more. Mandy Dever with the Junior League says the entry ticket pricing goes towards an important cause.
All the money that is raised through Holiday Happening goes back to those signature projects, as well as community assistance grants and scholarships that we're able to provide.
This family fun event was open Thursday, November 21st through Sunday, November 24th. Entrepreneur Megan Green says her positive experience and interactions with the organizers of this event brought her back for another year.
Working with Holiday Happening, it's always a really good way just to expose ourselves, and it's fun to hear the returned customers, and also talk with the moms and see how it's benefited them. So, and Holiday Happening, they're a really good organization to work with.
In addition to the merchandise showcased in both the banquet and exhibit hall and all the delicious options at the food court, there were many additional holiday activities within this event, including sneak peeks, Ladies' Day, and several opportunities to dine with Santa. If you didn't make it out this year, Holiday Happening will return next November. For more information, visit jllubbock.com. I'm Miranda Garcia with MCTV. Back to you.
Thanks, Miranda. After a warm November and one of the latest first freezes in recorded history, it's finally starting to feel a lot more like fall here on the South Plains.
Temperatures on Thanksgiving Day stayed below 50 degrees and lows dropped around the freezing mark throughout the weekend. Today also started out cold as students returned to campus, but will that continue to be the case as we head into finals? Let's take a look at the MCTV forecast. The MCTV Tower Cam is showing partly cloudy skies this afternoon. The clouds have been moving through the area throughout the day, and skies were even overcast before noon. We'll continue to see a mix of clouds and sunshine over the next few days, with mostly cloudy skies tomorrow and then a clearing on Wednesday. But even with the increase of clouds, rain chances will still stay close to zero the rest of the week. Right now, the lack of precipitation is not much of a problem. The rainfall the South Plains area received just over 2 weeks ago greatly improved drought conditions throughout the area. Currently, the U.S. Drought Monitor is showing Lubbock and the surrounding counties in a state of no drought, but that will likely change with long-range forecasts predicting a dry winter. In the meantime, the biggest changes we can expect are temperatures. The cooler conditions of fall appear to be setting in, with a combination of 50 and 60 degree highs expected through the week. But nighttime lows are currently forecast to be warmer than the last few days, and freezing temperatures aren't expected again until next week. Even so, it's best to keep a heavy jacket ready if you're going to be on campus from now until the semester ends next Tuesday.
The local holiday events calendar will be ramping up this weekend, but the entertainment schedule in Lubbock was mostly quiet last week, except for the sounds of train whistles. One of the Hub City's most unique venues was also home to local hobbyists who took advantage of the holiday break to showcase their classic collections. MCTV's Macy Renzer took a spin through the Canyon Lakes to check out this special event.
Hi y'all, right behind me stands the world's largest display of windmills, and it's right here at a museum in Lubbock, Texas. Not only do they have windmills, but they also have model trains. Let's go take a look. Located off Broadway and Canyon Lake Drive around McKenzie Park, the American Windmill Museum is home to over 200 windmills. Sandra Harris is the executive director of the museum and tells more on the model train show.
Have a welcoming place for the model railroaders to come and set up their layouts and be able to run their trains, and then also for the public to come in and see the trains that are running.
On Tuesday, November 26th, members from the Lubbock Model Railroad Association set up their personal collection of trains inside and educated visitors that stopped by to see. Ron Warner is a member of the LMRA and is an Air Force veteran of 23.5 years who received his first model train in 1948, and after retiring, he picked the hobby back up.
Well, we're just here to try to promote the hobby of model railroading to the youngsters and some oldsters that used to be youngsters and had trains, and maybe they'd like to get back into it. So we're here showing them the different kinds of electric trains and what's possible in terms of modeling.
Ron said everyone needs a hobby as a form of self-care, and his is model trains.
Well, I've been a member of the club since I moved here in 1994, and yes, I mean, we do this in conjunction with the Windmill Museum, so I try to bring out some of my stuff and set it up, and it's a camaraderie thing. We old guys still like to play with our trains.
The American Windmill Museum invites the Lubbock Model Railroad Association twice a year, and the next event will be held in the summer of 2025. Although the Lubbock Model Railroad Association was only here today, everything else that the American Windmill Museum has to offer will be here Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. for everyone to enjoy. For MCTV, I'm Macy Ranzer. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Macy. After a quiet week here on campus, Jose Antietti Stadium came to life on Saturday as Red Raider football returned to their home field for the last time this year. But Saturday's showdown also ended up being the final time some members of the team would be standing on the home sideline. And not just graduating seniors. MCTV's Nathan Boles joins us now with the latest from Tech football and more in sports. Nathan?
Thanks, Elene. With the regular season under their belt, Texas Tech football shook up the coaching staff. Tech parted ways with defensive coordinator Tim DeRuyter and secondary coach Marcel Yates on Sunday. DeRuyter and Yates were both in their third seasons on the Tech staff under Joey McGuire. DeRuyter and Yates had actually been working together for 5 straight seasons, as they were both at Cal in 2020 and Oregon in 2021. Last season, the Tech defense allowed just 26 points per game and 229 passing yards per game, both numbers that hadn't been reached in a decade. Although Saturday's West Virginia game was a great showing, 2024 as a whole was rough compared to 2023. Tech allowed 34.5 points and over 300 yards passing per game. The defense forced 21 turnovers, one of the best in the nation at doing so, and the rushing defense wasn't particularly bad. However, the scoring defense, passing defense, and sacks are where the Red Raiders took a major step back in 2024. In a statement, Joey McGuire said he appreciated the work they did, but this was a, quote, difficult but necessary decision, end quote. Tech will announce the coaching assignments for the bowl game at a later date. And Tech might be without their highest recruit in program history. 247 Sports reported that wide receiver Micah Hudson is expected to enter the transfer portal. Hudson is the only 5-star recruit to ever come to Texas Tech football, but the Red Raiders didn't give him a major role. He had over 1,300 yards and 18 touchdowns his senior year at Lake Belton High, as he was the number 25 recruit in the country by 247. He came in the spring but got hurt, and then he sat out multiple games at the end of this year due to a lower leg injury. He last caught a pass October 19th against Baylor and only had 8 catches for 123 yards on the year. Despite the defensive woes all year and Hudson not really seeing the field, Texas Tech locked in for Saturday and ended the regular season with a bang. We'll start in the first quarter. Pick this one up. It's tied 3-3. Baron Morton play action. Gets it out to Josh Kelly. He had a big game in this one, 150 yards on 9 catches. He's just short of the end zone there. That leads to a Tech field goal. Now up 6-3 early in the second quarter. Here's where Tech really got it going. Hand it off to Taj Brooks. He cuts through the defense, gets inside the 5, and then he ends up getting to punch it in himself. Direct snap to Taj. He'll run it in for a touchdown. Texas Tech up 13-3 early in the second quarter. Later, Texas Tech passes out to Mason Tharp. Now Texas Tech up 20-3 near the end of the second quarter. They're starting to roll. Another handoff to Taj Brooks on the next drive. Breaks a tackle. Looked like he almost tripped before it, but breaks that tackle. That's Taj's second touchdown of the game. He ended up finishing this one with over 180 yards. And also, 7 wasn't enough on that touchdown. They wanted to go for 2, so the swinging gate, they flip it out to Jalen Conyers, and he runs it in 28-3. Now, if Texas Tech had finished the half up 28-3, nobody would have complained, but Terrell Tillman had other ideas. He forces a strip sack of Garrett Green. Texas Tech recovers, and they get the ball back with 51 seconds left in the second quarter, and they go ahead and take advantage. Taj Brooks, another direct snap. He breaks to the outside. Third touchdown of the game. He finished with 3 touchdowns in this one as the Red Raiders cruise to a 52-15 win. It's their 8th regular season win, something they haven't done since 2009. Tech was 6-3 in the Big 12 to finish their 3rd straight season above 500 in conference play, something they haven't done since 1995 to 1997 under Spike Dykes. Taj Brooks finished the regular season with over 1,500 rushing yards and 17 touchdowns. He missed the Washington State game, but in every other game he finished with at least 100 rushing yards. He said after the game he doesn't know yet if he'll play in the bowl game or start NFL draft preparation. Tech will have some time until their bowl game. Depending on who you ask, they might be in Phoenix, Houston, or even Orlando, Florida. Most projections have them in Phoenix for the Rate Bowl, with multiple people predicting Tech will play Rutgers. Tech will earn their bowl assignment December 8th when the dust from the college football playoff rankings settles. Red Raider basketball got one more non-conference win over the Thanksgiving break. Texas Tech beat Northern Colorado 89-64 at the United Supermarkets Arena on Friday. Other than a very briefly at the start for Northern Colorado, it was all Tech in this one. Darian Williams led the way with 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists, and he did it with shooting 6 for 9 from the field. Kevin Overton came off the bench and added 20 points of his own, including 4 triples, and freshman Christian Anderson scored all 12 of his points on threes. The Red Raiders shot 57% from behind the arc on their way to victory. And up next is DePaul as part of the Big 12 Big East battle on Wednesday. For those of you on dead day, it might be worth going over to cool down from studying for finals and watch the Red Raiders at the USA. The game will tip off at 8:15 and is also on ESPNU. Tech will then go to Fort Worth to play number 20 Texas A&M at Dickies Arena on Sunday afternoon. Lady Raider basketball also played over Thanksgiving, although they played a few more games and did a little further away than the men did. The Lady Raiders went to the U.S. Virgin Islands for Paradise Jam. In the Reef Division, they played Florida State, Gonzaga, and Missouri State. They couldn't overcome a 2-for-10 start in the first quarter and ended up losing a tight one to Florida State, 70-62 on Thanksgiving, despite Jasmine Shaver's 18 points. They rebounded Friday, however, with a big 67-49 win over Gonzaga, led by a red-hot first quarter where they shot 8 for 11 to start. Tech finished the tournament with a 72-69 win over Missouri State as Shavers put up 32 points. She hit this 3 to get Tech back the lead, but then after losing the lead, Kyla Freelon got an offensive rebound and put it in to put Tech ahead for good. Tech finished 2-1 at Paradise Jam, and they'll get to be back in Lubbock for a little bit. They play Stephen F. Austin at the United Supermarkets Arena tomorrow, for those of you done with class at that point. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. and is also on ESPN+. After Stephen F. Austin, Tech will have some time, but then make a short trip to Dallas to play SMU December 11th. That's all we got for sports. Back to you, Elene.
Thanks, Nathan. During the holiday season, many people enjoy gathering together with friends and family while feasting on their favorite seasonal food and drinks. But if you're looking for some new things to try this year, One Campus Group has an option for you. In the fall of 2023, the Office of Parent and Family Relations put out a call on social media for families to share their favorite recipes to be collected for a Red Raider family cookbook. 1 year later, the cookbook is now officially available. The Red Raider Family Cookbook contains over 50 pages of recipes with everything from appetizers and sides to entrees and desserts. The idea started as a collaboration with Parent and Family Relations, with Hospitality Services, and the result features creations submitted by students, faculty, staff, and friends and family members from the Texas Tech community. The book includes traditional favorites such as salsa, sweet potato casserole, and meatballs, but there's also some unique inclusions like cowboy caviar, a German meat salad, lasagna soup, and lemon almond orange cake. If you would like to sample some new options over the holiday break, check out the Texas Tech Parent and Family Relations Instagram or Facebook page. So Nathan, are you looking forward to the winter break?
Absolutely. I'm ready to be done with finals. Not looking forward to those. I'm looking forward to just having a break and seeing family and not really thinking about school for a while. What about you?
I'm seeing my family in Batumi, Georgia. I'm really looking forward for that. Yeah.
That's good, that's good.
That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. Have a great Christmas, a Happy New Year, and we'll see you in the spring.